Jack is, he starts out as this street kid who he pickpockets people, and it's not the most morally sound thing to do in the world, but he has to do it to get by. He has no other way, and so he then has this opportunity to be part of something much bigger, and he becomes part of this group of magicians. Where the other members, he has looked up to them for a long time, and they have no idea who he is. So he's trying to earn their respect throughout the film and prove to them that he is an equal. Very similar to the way that I came on set, and I'm around these brilliant actors who I've looked up to, and they have no idea who I am. So I'm trying to show them, like, I belong here, and that is that parallel. The magicians are trying to they're pulling off these Robin Hood type heists where they're taking money from these guys who are not again, don't have the best morals, and they are giving that money to people who those horrible people have slighted in the past. So it's hard to describe the genre of this movie because it is kind of a combination of the heist movie where you have this big ensemble cast pulling, robbing banks essentially, and then combine that with the magic elements where you think of a movie like The Prestige, and you combine those together. And a lot of the time when you're combining genres, it doesn't work. There's a reason why people don't attempt to do it, and a lot of the time it's a giant mess. But when it does work, it feels original and it feels new. And I just did a movie called Warm Bodies, which combined a lot of genres. And when it works, people are excited to, not just see another sequel or a remake. Like, this will be amongst a million of those this summer, and this kind of stands on its own as like something original. I think it's got a pretty wide audience in the sense that I think the guys will naturally gravitate towards the heist element of it all. But I hear women are really liking it because, and tell me if I'm wrong, but like they love that there is like a real story there. And apparently I've heard that like women are attracted to a great story. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass right now, but I think it's got a wide reach. We'll see. The most magical day on set was probably somewhere during that whole fight sequence when I realized that I was kicking the crap out of the Hulk, which no one else can say, I don't think.
Not
a lot
yet.
of people can say they beat up Mark Ruffalo. Actually, I don't know where I'm going with this. Next question. So the action sequence was a lot of fun. It was probably the most challenging scenes in the movie for me, but also the most gratifying. I've played sports my whole life, and so I was able to use some of those skills towards acting, which was a ton of fun for me. And it made me realize that even though I personally am not drawn towards action movies, I don't go to see a lot of action movies, I would love to be in as many action movies as possible. I love the physicality of it all, and I love that this was like my first like real fight in the movie or in real life. I'm not a bruiser. That might shock you, but while we were doing the scene, it's technically fake, but like we're getting physical, and it's getting rough. You're rolling around on the ground. You're getting bruised up, and it was fun. I would say that it's good to try a genre of movie that maybe you wouldn't naturally be drawn towards. I do want to try a little bit of everything. I've done primarily comedy up to this point, but I do feel just as confident with drama, and now I know that I would love to be in more action movies, and that is my takeaway. I think Louis was a great choice for this because obviously he's brilliant with visuals, and his stamp is all over this movie in that sense. But on top of that, I feel like this is his most grounded movie that he's done to date. In terms of the fact that it is slightly character driven, and also the story and the plot. It is very intricate, and if you don't have someone who knows exactly what they're doing. It's like all the twists and turns could feel contrived and all over the place, but he really put all the puzzle pieces together, which culminate in this very satisfying ending.